All right, let's look at the quiz about water treatment and quality. See what we can learn from this test. First question comes up. How are bioindicator species like a warning system for bodies of water? Bioindicators we know are ones that do not live well without oxygen. Their illness or death indicates the body of water is being more polluted. That's possible. They indicate that food sources are declining. That is not true. Their illness or death indicates pollution in an aquatic ecosystem. They indicate that predators, so their illness or death being become more populated. I read that entirely wrong. Be careful with that. It's not populated. It's all to do with pollution. More pollution is going to lead to their death because more pollution leads to less dissolved oxygen. City of Raleigh has pollution prevention hotline for reporting illegal discharge into a storm drain, which activities should be reported. Volunteer stenciling don't on that. For volunteers doing that, they've been told to do it. That can't be right. Someone dumping used motor oil, that's a bad thing. A strong gust of wind, who cares? Stormwater flowing into the storm drain, of course it does. I don't think it makes any sense that someone's dumping motor oil into the drain. Bad idea. How does water coagulation help clean wastewater in a wastewater treatment plant? Coagulation means they makes everything join together to make bigger piles of the solids in there. So, does it add vitamins and minerals? No. Does it kill bacteria? No. Does it move water from place to place? No. Does it clump together sediment? Yes. So it filters out easier. Exactly what it does. What's the next example of point source? That means you can detect where it came from. Smoke from multiple industries. That's not one, that's multiple. Runoff from fields, that's non-point source. Pesticide sprayed in the air. An oil spill from a boat. This is something you specifically can see. Which aspect of fertilizer pollution would have the greatest negative effect on the aquatic ecosystem? Fertilizer pollution causes nitrates to happen, which is going to cause algae bloom, which is going to cause problems with enough dissolved oxygen. So definitely, they don't do anything about whatever. Nitrogen do not pours in the water. No. What does happen, algae blooms will grow because of excess fertilizer. Covers the pond, the sun can't penetrate. Plants underneath cannot make oxygen for the water. So here the EPA regulates the amount of turbidity. EPA sets the limit of 0.1. The data below shows a level of 4 samples taken from the same location over 4 days. So the first day is 0.1, that's below the limit. Second day is 0.1, that's below. Third day is 0.4, that's above. Fourth day, 0.5, that's above. Is the drinking water safe? Not according to turbidity. It's all still not safe because of 2. Is it unsafe because the last 2 samples are below? They're not below, they're above 0.3. So the one that makes sense is that the water is unsafe because the last 2 samples are above. Half of the samples showed bad amounts, too much turbidity. Which of these situations would not create wastewater? Wastewater is something given off, it goes away. Food particles into garbage disposal moving through the sewage system. Rainwater running down a grass hill to a pond. That makes wastewater. A septic system leaking into the groundwater. Chemicals from a factory spilling into the local stream. This one looks like an answer that's not good. This answer is not good. This answer is correct. So this is not wastewater. This is runoff. This becomes wastewater through the sewage system. This septic system leaking into the drowned water, that becomes wastewater. Chemicals from a factory spilling into a stream, that's wastewater. This is just runoff. That's all that is. Okay. How does the use of a pH meter help monitor the hydrosphere? By indicating there's enough dissolved oxygen? No. There's too much sediment? That's turbidity. No. Determine whether microorganisms are living in the water? That's a bioindicators. So it has to be whether the water is too acidic or basic. Kudzu is aggressive. Kudzu is an invasive species. Of course it is. Okay. Many waste lagoons and pig farms along the Neuse River. What might happen if they flooded and spilled? Would the populations increase? Absolutely not. Would the water downstream may be polluted? That's true. Only water in the immediate area affected? No. Water upstream, it's not going upstream. Water downstream, those poor folks are going to have a terrible time. Okay. Which factors have the greatest effect on the health of a river? Natural disasters and tidal changes. That not the greatest effect. The type of soil and salinity. Human consumption, using stuff out of the river, and pH. The greatest health effect is going to be nitrate levels and turbidity, which allows directly impact the oxygen level. Okay, that's the end of that quiz.